and welcome to the Law School Playbook's 5 in 5 series. 5 points on a given topic in 5 slides in under 5 minutes. Today's topic is how to use virtual office hours. The first isn't really a how-to, but I can't help myself but to say it. Office hours are like eating your vegetables. You know they're good for you. You believe they will help you, but you don't always do it. You don't always eat them. Think of your office hours as your vegetables. Just do it. And now I'm going to tell you about the reasons why. You can use them to gauge your progress. So as you know, feedback is hard to come by in law school, and office hours are an excellent way to gauge your understanding and progress. You need to actively assess your understanding along the way in law school. And so going to office hours can show you, okay, yes, I'm on target. I do understand that. Or no, I don't. And I need, some questions answered and to explore this further. You will never be sorry that you went to office hours. So use them to gauge your progress. Use them to stretch your comfort zone. One of the things that I talk about often is in law school, it's a good time to practice getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. You are going to find yourself in a lot of uncomfortable situations as a lawyer, and you have to know how to navigate those situations. You could be at a contentious deposition or, in a settlement, a negotiation. Sometimes you're going to be uncomfortable. So, as this graphic shows, life is, outside your comfort zone. That's where you really stretch yourself. So, I actually think that virtual office hours can be less intimidating than regular office hours. Students often come to my office and say, oh, I hadn't been here before because I didn't know where your office was. I couldn't find it. They sometimes show up very nervous. And really, I think professors are striving for a more informal approach for office hours. So, they may call it a coffee or a hangout. And if you're really anxious about going to virtual office hours, plan to go with a virtual buddy, your study buddy. But it's a good way to stretch your comfort zone. So use them to hear what others are asking. So this is where, again, the virtual environment is a little more beneficial to you than the in-person environment. I think you probably wouldn't drop in on someone else's in-person meeting with a professor, but virtual office hours, there'll probably be a number of people who join. So even if you don't really have a question and you just want to go and listen to what others are asking, it may crystallize your understanding. And you may realize, oh, I didn't understand that as well as I thought I did. So that's another reason and how to use virtual office hours to your advantage. And then finally, you can use them to connect. In this time when we're socially distant and far apart, you are still going to need letters of recommendation for jobs. You're still going to need to have colleagues in your profession. And so, when you're in a synchronous lecture, and, particularly if the Socratic method is being used, it's not going to be a time to really connect with folks. Office hours is one of those opportunities to reach out, not only connect with the professor, but also connect with fellow students. And keep in mind that professors went into this profession for a reason. We could all probably be making a whole bunch more money as lawyers, but we did this because we like to help students. So keep that in mind. Use the virtual office hours. I know it will help you. So as always, just do your best and I'll be rooting for you.